While it's true that every teenager goes through phases, when 14-year-old Alicia Navarro's personality and actions started to change, it was different. Alicia was a very shy and quiet girl who was on the autism spectrum. She never wanted to socialize or go outside, but one day she left a note for her parents saying she was running away and would be back later. Now, it's been right around 2 years since leaving that note, and Alicia has never shown back up. In the early morning hours of Sunday, September 15th, 2019, a woman named Jessica Nunez was sitting on the couch in her Glendale, Arizona home, waiting for her husband to come home from work. Right around 1 a.m., her 14-year-old daughter, Alicia Navarro, came downstairs to get a cup of water. Anyway, after Alicia got her H2O, she asked her mom what time she would be going to bed and tried to convince her to go to sleep before heading back up the stairs to her room. Once Jessica's husband and Alicia's stepdad came home, Jessica went to one of her other kids' bedrooms where she fell asleep. Her husband fell asleep on the couch. Oh, that's strange. At 7 a.m. that morning, Jessica got up and made breakfast for her husband and 2 younger kids. Alicia still wasn't awake at that point, but Jessica said she would often stay up late playing Minecraft and messaging her friends on Discord. Anyway, Jessica didn't think much of it when Alicia hadn't come down for breakfast, but then she noticed the back door was open. Uh-oh. Jessica went outside where she saw a bunch of chairs and bricks stacked up against the wall at the edge of the backyard. She was extremely worried by the sight, but decided to go upstairs and check Alicia's room before panicking. But Alicia wasn't in her room. She was gone. Panic mode activated. Jessica looked around the room, and that's when she saw a note on Alicia's desk. The note said, "I ran away. I will be back, I swear. I'm sorry." OMG. I'm guessing that's why she asked her mom what time she'd be going to bed. Jessica noticed that Alicia's laptop and cell phone were missing, but her chargers were all still there in her room. That makes me think Alicia really was serious about coming home, because if she liked to play Minecraft on her computer, she's gonna need the charger. And based on the things missing from Alicia's room, it's believed that she took a small bag with her that contained her cell phone, MacBook, makeup, perfume, and a $200 copy of an Iron Man comic book that she begged her mom to get her a few days earlier. But why would she run away in the first place? And where did she go? At this point, it was all unclear, but Jessica was determined to find out. She called the police the next day to report her daughter is missing. Officers arrived at Jessica's home, took a report, and notified the Glendale missing persons detectives. Jessica and the police officers all assumed Alicia would come home soon. First of all, she literally wrote that she'd be back. And secondly, kids run away all the time and come back home. But as days passed, Jessica grew more and more concerned. September 20th of that year was Alicia's 15th birthday. The date came and went, and still no Alicia. She didn't try to contact any friends or family either. Jessica said, "We didn't fight. There was no reason for her to leave. We even had plans for her birthday. My family was gonna come and we were gonna celebrate. I already ordered the cake." Officers tried to ping Alicia's phone and laptop, but they had either died or been turned off. Once it was clear Alicia hadn't just run away to come back home a few days later, the Glendale Police Department put up a digital billboard on a freeway that runs through the Phoenix area. They also issued a silver alert, which is a special alert issued when elderly, developmentally, or cognitively impaired people go missing, which we'll get to in a second. Well, days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. Now, about 2 years after Alicia ran away, she has yet to come home. She's still missing and has not reached out to anyone or posted to social media since running away back in 2019 that we know of. The most concerning part about this all is that Alicia is on the autism spectrum. That's why officers issued a silver alert, because they believe she was more in danger than a missing child without autism. Alicia is very high functioning, however, and had been working with a behavior coach since 2017 to help navigate the challenges of managing her autism in school. Jessica said her daughter gets shy and overwhelmed with anxiety in social situations, which is super scary to think about her being confronted by people with bad intentions or just having to go through things alone. On top of that, Alicia had a compromised immune system, which she was on medication for. So that means Alicia had been off her medication since since running away and is at risk for catching an illness, such as coronavirus. Speaking of, Alicia has been missing throughout the whole pandemic, which is even more terrifying. Jessica said, "We just need to find her, and I need to know that she's safe. My girl is out there alone without me, and now this virus, it's horrible. I just need her back home." Yeah, I mean, the medical concerns are obvious, but also, I feel like people keep to themselves more than ever. So if someone were to see Alicia in a dangerous situation, it's possible that they wouldn't report it. Also, it must have been so hard for Jessica to go through the whole quarantine phase not knowing where Alicia was. Like, I feel like we all had to sit at home with our thoughts, and I can't imagine the immense fear and pain running through her head. But at the same time, she still had 2 other kids to try and stay strong for. This makes my heart hurt. Jessica said Alicia recently started the school year at a Catholic high school in Phoenix. She just started high school, which is always a rough transition. Maybe Alicia was having a tough time with school or met someone who convinced her to run away. But from what Jessica could tell, Alicia liked her new school. She was waking up on her own, although Jessica said she would still comb her daughter's hair like she always would. Okay, that's cute. We love a good mother-daughter relationship. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. She watches these. Okay, now let's get back to Alicia. She already had some friends who started high school with her and apparently made new friends in the first few days, so she seemed to be warming up to everything. But like any new social situation, Alicia still dealt with anxiety. She went to class on the 11th and 12th, but on the 13th, she asked her mom if she could stay home because her anxiety was pretty bad that day. Jessica agreed and later mentioned allowing Alicia to stay home because she knew all of the life changes were a lot and she didn't want to add any pressure. Thank God for moms like Jessica. Sometimes you just need to take a mental health day, so I'm glad Jessica let Alicia stay back. That day, Alicia spent a lot of time up in her room, but Jessica also took her to get her eyebrows threaded and they even went to a chocolate factory. Okay, that is my dream day. Alicia didn't seem to interact with her friends at all that day, but she and her mom had a really great time together, which is why Jessica is so confused about her daughter wanting to run away. Now, most kids would probably be over the whole running away thing a few hours into it, but Alicia was pretty low maintenance. She would wear the same clothes and shoes over and over again, which is because of her autism. Reports claim Alicia was most likely wearing a white sweatshirt and a bleached denim skirt with black and white Vans when she went missing. That's the description authorities shared with the media. Apparently, Alicia would wear this white sweatshirt even if it were 100 degrees outside. Something else to know about Alicia is she didn't like going out in public, which makes me think she must have run away somewhere secluded. But Jessica said Alicia absolutely loved McDonald's and was obsessed with the chicken nuggets, to the point where that's all she'd eat. So that means Alicia could have been lured out somewhere with Minecraft and McDonald's nuggets? Ugh, this is so confusing. As I'm sure you can tell, Jessica was very involved in Alicia's investigation. After all, that's her daughter, and like most mothers, Jessica would do anything to find her and bring her back to safety. Near the beginning stages of their search, Jessica would go out and look for her on the streets at night, but that started to take a toll on her mental state. Jessica would see things on the streets that scared her to think about Alicia being out there in those circumstances. She wouldn't be able to sleep for nights at a time. While it's possible that Alicia could have run away completely on her own and ended up being abducted by someone else, or somehow surviving on her own for over a year, Jessica believes she was lured out by someone she was messaging online. As I mentioned earlier, Alicia loved to play Minecraft, as well as other video games on her computer and phone. So much so that when she would come home from school, Alicia would go straight on her computer or phone. Like most teens, she was very in touch with the digital world. Jessica would try to encourage Alicia to go hang out with her friends, but said, "I was never the mom that was strict with her friends. I kept telling her, why don't you go out? Like, my goal was to get her out of the house." Oh wow. So that makes me think Alicia probably started talking to some creep online who was pretending to be a kid her age or something. This person could have convinced her to run away, and since Alicia's mom had been encouraging her to go out, maybe that's why Alicia thought it would be okay to just up and leave like that. And before Alicia ran away, there were a few instances of grown men sending her sketchy messages on the internet. The first time Jessica caught on to this, she found out about a guy who was asking Alicia for her personal information information. Alicia didn't think anything of it, but Jessica obviously flipped out and immediately blocked the man before telling Alicia to never share personal details with internet strangers. Another time, Jessica came across text messages between Alicia and someone she thought was an older man based on the mature content of their conversation. Since she wasn't great at picking up social cues, Alicia had no idea that this man was predatorial. Jessica ended up calling the police, but they weren't able to find out the identity of either of the creeps, and none of the messages were technically illegal, so nothing ever happened with the reports. And the only thing Jessica could do was monitor Alicia's internet activity more closely. So as of now, this is the most popular theory. Alicia was talking to a man online who was grooming her and convinced her to meet up with him to play games. Since Alicia was shy, introverted, and naive, this seems highly likely. She was also small in stature and size. So Jessica didn't actually find out Alicia was on the spectrum until she was 12. Since she was so high functioning, Jessica thought the minor signs of autism were just Alicia's natural mannerisms. Things like wearing that white sweatshirt 24/7 and only wanting to eat chicken nuggets and unsalted fries. Alicia's eating preferences were so strict, she didn't develop the way most kids do. At age 14, Alicia was 4'5" and weighed only 95 pounds. This led investigators to believe she was more vulnerable to being abducted. In the months leading up to her disappearance, Alicia started to display shifts in her personality, which could be due to many elements, like her mom encouraging her to socialize or just transitioning to high school and being a teenager. Here are the changes friends and family members noticed about Alicia. She started using loads of perfume, which is strange because she was known for being sensitive to strong smells. She began wearing makeup and more revealing clothing. After meeting up with some boy at a mall with friends, Alicia told her mom that he was quite fit, and after that, she started to show interest in workouts and supplements. There was a hole in her window screen that she said was from a bird, but Alicia's parents could tell it was created from the inside. Jessica theorized Alicia may have been using this hole to pass notes back and forth. Classmates said Alicia was using a burner phone, but they didn't know how she got it or who she was talking to. It's believed that she was given this phone by whoever was messaging with her as a way to keep their conversation private. Another classmate and friend reported a conversation where Alicia talked about running away to California and even asked them if they wanted to join. The friend didn't think Alicia was serious, so it was never reported until Alicia was gone. Oh, and remember the insanely expensive Iron Man comic book I told you about? Yeah, the storyline is all about the main character scaling a wall to break out of prison. So yeah, this really seems like Alicia was being groomed by some sick man who manipulated her into running away so he could take her and probably do a bunch of awful things. Now, this whole theory would explain why Alicia took her devices but not the charger. She only thought she would be gone for a bit to play games with someone. But one thing that doesn't make sense to me about this theory is that Alicia wrote "I'm sorry" in her note. Maybe she knew this person she was talking to was bad, but they somehow threatened her. I mean, I don't know why else she would be sorry if she genuinely thought it was okay to leave the house. After Alicia's disappearance, the Glendale PD received a few calls from people who reportedly saw her. The first came from a police department in Nebraska. Those officers reached out to a girl that looked just like Alicia, so they sent her information and a photo over to the Glendale team. Turns out, the girl had a passport and Nebraska ID to confirm her true identity, meaning she wasn't Alicia. Another time, authorities got several phone calls from people who saw a photo of Alicia on social media. The photo, which was taken by someone at a Quick Trip gas station, had a female in the frame that was referred to as Alicia Navarro in the post. Glendale police officers got in touch with Jessica, who had no idea about this post, but some lady reached out to her later saying she knew the man who posted the picture. One way or another, Jessica was able to find out when the photo was posted, so detectives reached out to the gas station and asked to see footage from their surveillance cameras during that time frame. Investigators found the clip that showed the girl, and Jessica confirmed it wasn't Alicia. Gosh, what an emotional roller coaster that must have been. To this day, Alicia hasn't been found, although detectives are still working tirelessly on her case. Jessica has even created a TikTok page at Find Alicia Navarro, where she makes videos about her daughter's disappearance to spread the word and hope that someone is able to recognize her and call in a sighting. As of now, that's all we can do. Share Alicia's story and stay positive. Well, that's all the sadness I can take today.